Dearly beloveds, we are gathered here today for some Love Island mess. Truly, the way it's been unwrapped this morning and in the early hours of the morning has been truly wild. That's Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel. Click that button. I would really appreciate it, guys. It's just one click. It's fresh content every single day, 24/7, 365 days of the year. So let's get into this video, guys. Where in the early hours of the morning, I went with my friend. We went to like a shisha bar. We were chilling, and around 4 a.m. people were messaging me already, DMing me saying Kady and Ouzy have unfollowed each other. So my initial assumption was that Ouzy has unfollowed Kady because, unbeknownst to him until Mitch's podcast, that Kady didn't have anybody. She's single. She's ready to mingle when she got in the villa. She's loyal. He must have heard about it, got upset about it, and was like, "Rah, other girls are saying this in the villa too. I'm out." And therefore, I just assumed that, he had unfollowed her because of this. But both of them have come out with statements. They both have unfollowed each other and the relationship has ended. Now, Kady was very quick to say a couple of days ago that enjoy your 15 minutes of fame, but it looks like her 15 minutes of her relationship with Ouzy has ran out. So let's get into this, message that she has said. Sadly, late last night, Ouzy's behavior and actions from the 30th of July were brought to my attention. Ouzy is one of the loveliest people I have met, and I know he is remorseful, but unfortunately, actions have consequences, and although we are not official in our relationship status, I am definitely not prepared to start a relationship off on this foot. I wish him nothing but happiness and success in his life. Thank you for the continued support by so many of you. I'd like to focus on the many positives and move on with my life now. The narrative that is circulating that I had a boyfriend whilst in the Love Island villa is categorically false. Okay, Molly May. My mum stayed at mine whilst I was in the villa to look after my dog and house. The media have been relentless with this narrative, and it now appears others want to jump on the bandwagon. Speaking opinions is one thing, but making such bold statements with confidence is wrong. Not only are they false, they can be very damaging. Although I've raised this before, I feel I need to address this one more time before I can finally put this to bed. I have always been clear that my views are my opinion on my time in the villa, how I saw relationships, read situations, and contestants' behavior. During interviews since leaving the villa, I have answered questions. Please remember, interviews can be edited just like a TV show to draw in viewers with clickbait snippets of much longer conversations. I've apologized to those that have been upset to hear my opinions, as this was never my intention, but since I have felt deliberately targeted by some of my fellow islanders, I've also been getting death threats. Ouzy comes into the conversation and says, just wanted to say what's happened with me and Kady has nothing to do with her or any false rumors that have been flying about. It's because of my actions that things have ended, not Kady's, and I apologize to her already. She's an amazing girl with an amazing family and doesn't deserve any of the negative messages she has received this morning. So, this obviously lies with the assumption that Ouzy probably was unfaithful towards her, or was, probably kissing a girl in a club or went to in a hotel room. Somebody was saying these rumors. She said that she found out about his behavior of what he did on the 30th of July. This was a day before the finale. So, of course, when she was at the reunion, she was like, yeah, he's coming to meet my mom, he's coming to meet the dogs, and etc. She didn't know then what he had done, and then he had found out last night. In my opinion, it is a bit of a coincidence. Things can be a coincidence, but coincidentally, after Mitch's podcast about you having this boyfriend, and that other girls know that, you then hear information about Ouzy that night. Just to me seems way too coincidental. Like that doesn't, like, how, I don't understand. Ouzy obviously putting up that statement massively helps Kady, because it shows that Ouzy was unfaithful, he was in the wrong, and Kady was right, and therefore wanted to end whatever they had. But it just seems like such a coincidence that their relationship would fall apart, or Ouzy would do something wrong, which I don't doubt that he would, and that all of this was so unbeknownst to Kady, and she found out now literally hours after the Mitch podcast. To me is quite odd. It's quite unusual. Maybe it triggered the girl, if there was a girl, and then they DM Kady saying, look what your man was doing with me, etc. I don't know, but it definitely does seem quite coincidental. Her to also say that podcasts can be edited and there's snippets and clipbaits and etc. Having interviewed Islanders myself, there isn't much that goes around to be edited. What you're editing is what that Islander has said. So it's not like you are changing the words. It's not like a Love Island actual show production where you can edit certain reactions that may not be what they're reacting to of what somebody's saying. This is basically what you've said on a podcast. So I don't understand how one has done 7 to 8 podcasts and yet now they have been edited for clickbait and etc. You said what you said. and, you know, they're on a microphone with filmed, and therefore they're using that content. So I don't think the podcasts are, you know, in a fictitious way, editing podcasts in a certain way to make her look XYZ. It's just your words. You came out with that energy. Now, I'm not mad at what Kady did, coming out and, you know, slamming people left, right, center at the reunion. She had all the energy. I'm not mad at that because it's entertaining. You know, it's what she did in her season. It's a mess. It gets people talking. It definitely created a lot of buzz for the reunion. So I'm not mad at it. But at the same time, she's denied all of this boyfriend stuff. It's not true, you know, despite the fact that Mitch has said that some of the girls have been saying it. However, Mitch has known to lie on Love Island. We've seen him do it continuous times here and there, back and forth. He could have just planted this out of nowhere and be like, you know what, I'm bitter. You went low, so I want to go low with you. That's what Mitch reminds me of, and I find it to be hilarious. So he didn't hold back, and I'm glad that he didn't, and I'm glad that he, you know, obviously wanted to go in for her because Kady was in the same thing in podcast, and therefore you know, it's really just go back and forth. Every action has a reaction, and that's basically just what it is. So yeah, Ouzy and Kady are done. The relationship is over. Clearly, Ouzy has been unfaithful in some way and has done something wrong, and therefore actions have consequences. So I don't think that the demise of the relationship is Kady's fault, or maybe there was some kind of deal between them two, and, you know, she's gone back to her boyfriend. If he's, you know, really, like, I don't know. It's all very confusing. But moral of the story, she's triggered by what Mitch has done. She's also unfollowed Mitch. Her and Ouzy are done, and Ouzy's put out a statement saying that he's done something bad as well. These statements are flying left and right. This morning, it's not even 3 p.m. yet, left and right flying online. It's an absolute madness. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to this, guys. Subscribe to the channel, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe. It's one click. I am doing a Love Island screening in New York for August 27th. So if you do want to buy a ticket, definitely go and grab them in the link in the bio, and vote for me at the BCAA Awards. I would appreciate it for the role model of the year category. I believe this is the last day to vote, or voting has closed, but the link is in the bio. Click it, scroll down to the category, one click. Takes 2 minutes of your time. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, and I guess shout out to everybody who's keeping me clued up in my DMs. You lot are letting me know what's going on, and, you know, we'll just see what happens when it comes to future Love Island mess. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another review.